At some point in history of the modern world, human minds could no longer support the traditional spiritual ideas of a meaningful order, and the whole structure supporting Western spiritual belief came crashing down. Perhaps the structure itself did not accord with nature, or perhaps it had deviated too far from reality to be supported any longer. Human beings stand in the rubble of former beliefs. We finger through the shards of meaning, trying to imagine what the whole might have been like. Does that ring with familiarity? The people that John was writing to, the Johannine community, they knew a world that was shattered. Jerusalem was destroyed, first in 70 and then in the Bar Kokhba revolution. The temple was completely flattened and all that was left is what we have now, the Wailing Wall. And for that group of people, the world had been pulled out from under their feet. Jesus loved the temple. Their first focus was on the temple. The followers of Jesus, not Christians, the Ebionites, were in Jerusalem. Not anymore. They disappeared into the sands of time. All that was left were the Christians. They had no institution. They were adrift. But they had this hope. Paul reflects it, and this gospel speaks to it. Jesus, in this story, see, we like to get literal here, just like the woman at the well. Give me that water, and I won't ever have to drink again. Jesus, in this story, points out two things that we need to survive as human beings. We got to have water. We got to have food. We can have those two things and exist. But we can go deeper to a living water and reach for a food that has greater sustenance and beyond just existing, have meaning, purpose, and vision in life. That's what this gospel is about. John is saying, everything may be gone. The old institutions may be gone. You may not have what you feel is direction. You may not have a building that holds holy text, that has ritual, that's going to point it all out for you. But what you do have is an inviolable temple. You have the original temple. And in that temple there's a great wealth of water. And that temple is a feast. So that's the temple of God's presence. And who's that? Who is that? Hello, I see you, you're here. Yeah, it's you. It's each one of us. We are the source of the water. We're the source of the food. But my friend Kabir, who wrote that in the late 20th century, he really hit something. We're at the same place that those folks were that were listening to this gospel for the first time. Our institutions are shattered. Look at all these empty chairs. The water's dried up. The food is rotted. It's as simple as this. The world changes quickly. Remember the internet when it first started? It was great, wasn't it? It was one way. One way. That's all you had. It was called Web 1.0. So if you had a company on the web, you could put up all kinds of information, and it was there. Nobody could do anything about it. And then, right at the beginning of the 21st century, a few years later, something else happened. Things started coming back. Web 2.0 happened. And all of a sudden, these institutions that had represented themselves online started having comments coming back at them. The stakeholders, the members, had a voice. So instead of me speaking just to you, dishing it out, here's your food, here's your water, eat it, drink it, things became collaborative. The whole model of the world shifted, the paradigm, to you sitting there and saying, why? Or what about, instead of having that food, what if I had that food? Or what about this water with a little twist of lime, maybe? You know, we started discovering real democracy. You know Web 3 is already happening. You're not aware of it, are you? Because it's happening right now. And they're calling this one the Internet of Things, where sensors are all around you. And they know what you want, know what you need, and they probably aggravate you when you ever go into a store. That's how quickly our world changes. So how is this institution solid as stone? How is it going to find the flexibility to just keep up with that world? No. I think there's more empty chairs than full ones here. There's your answer. But here's the cost. Where's that true temple? Let me hear it again. Who's the true temple? You are, right? Huh? You are? You are? You are? You are? I am? So, these fine young people that are growing up today, how are they going to find that water that gushes up to everlasting life? How are they going to find and be nourished by that food of God's will and God's love? It's not happening in this place. It can only happen when you and I have the courage to reach a very, very intimate level with our young people and share with them the celestial food and the water of everlasting life. If we don't, their souls will be malnourished. If we don't, they will exist, but their souls will probably be lost.